This is the Honeycomb Live Hideout. I can't get that straight. This is the Honeycomb Hideout. This is where I put videos that I shouldn't be putting up on my other channel, or I don't want to put up on my other channel for monetization reasons or other things like that. So hopefully y'all are enjoying this channel, and if you are, this channel again is not monetized. So if you want to tip me, that's Miss Cruiser, dollar sign Miss Cruiser, dollar sign MSCRUISER. Well, please share it out. Clicking a like will do. So I don't understand why uh, you have a video that gets over 1,000 views, but the content creator don't have over 1,000 subbies. Y'all would have to explain that to me. Why you will watch a particular live or video, but you won't subscribe. Subscribing is how you find out if that person is live or not. Subscribing is how you find out if they put up a short or a post. So why you won't subscribe? That's always confusing for me. So I want y'all to go over to my community board once this live ends, or once you watch the replay, and subscribe to Sean Talks and subscribe to Jesse. So subscribe to both of those channels so they can get it cracking. Jesse have uh, did a few lives. That's the last live Jesse did caused me to do a live, a 4 hour live. Hey, just being so me. Good morning. It caused me to do a live, a 4 or 5 hour live. Um, and it caused Thais to go live and Timothy Blaine to go live. So y'all should go over there and subscribe to Jesse. Let's get Jesse up and going. He's put up a few shorts of him going out. He posted him having this awesome weight loss, and he talked about it on my channel what he did in order to do that weight loss. And he said he wasn't ashamed, and he ought not be ashamed because he looks awesome. He looks great. Sean Talks did a video last night. The video that Sean Talks did last night was a really, really, really good discussion with I Am Courtney and with Tasha Global, and it was a good discussion. So y'all check that out, and let's get them both to 1,000. Let's go ahead and get them both to 1,000. Okay, let's grow this area of YouTube up. Let's grow it up. Let's bring in other content creators. But yeah, 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 yeah. So y'all check out the video I put up this morning. It's a short of William McCray. David, what I don't know David's full name. He's a content creator himself. I mostly see him on Instagram, but he good morning T Danielle. Thank you for coming in. He is doing William's lace front. You know, William denied for a long time that wasn't his hair, that it wasn't a lace front. But now David has put up a video of him actually installing or just have finished installing his lace front, which we knew was a lace front in the first place. And speaking of lemon, why did I say lemon? Um, that's somebody I don't really talk about or think about. That was weird. Um, speaking of William, T. Danielle said the person who does his lace front need to be in prison. Well, I think he's changed because when David used to do it, it used to look nice. So I think he's changed from David. The video I put up was from 2021. But yeah, whoever's doing his hair now, they need a hard smack on the hand. For real, for real. I mean, a hard smack on the hand. T. Danielle said, William Lemon, same thing. So, and T. Danielle, thank you for joining the panel yesterday. Timothy Blaine was about to jump on you. You said, I don't like neither one of y'all. Let me tell you something. That was a good video yesterday. But yeah, so y'all check out that video of William. Speaking of William channel is gone. His YouTube channel is gone. Did he last a year? Did he even last a year? And there's all types of talk about who was the one who brought William down. What, in my opinion, William brought himself down. by making bad decisions. Forget them both. It was my pleasure to join. Child, that Imma tell you that live yesterday did not go anywhere where I thought it was gonna go. I thought I was gonna come on for 30 minutes, talk about what happened with Jesse and, Thais. Talk about what Thais my phone is ringing. Group chat. My sisters be wanting to talk early in the morning. But, I thought I was just gonna come on and talk about that, and I didn't care for what he did to Tracy. It was like that was unnecessary, Thais, but he apologized. So moving on, but I didn't mean for it to turn into a Thunderdome, a woo banging. I didn't mean for it to turn into all that it turned into, but it did, and it is what it is. And at the end, I wish I wouldn't have let Queen tussle up. And if she hears this, she's probably going to think I'm shading her or being mean, and I'm not. Don't come up on my panel with nothing to say, being an opportunist. I wish I would have. I wish there was some way to cut that segment out without losing my chat. But I'll be more. I will be more watchful um, of things like that because. Um, but thank you, just being so me. Yesterday's live was good and telling. It was. It was very telling. A lot of things got revealed. A lot of things like got revealed. Like I said in the live, I understood why Thais and Courtney was going at it. And yeah, even though I think that Thais shouldn't go behind anybody's members wall, watching, if somebody behind members and you really don't like them, why are you joining their members and spying on what they're doing? But in spite of that, she was back there talking about him. And so he have a right to feel some type of way and to say something. And you can't act innocent, like, well, he's a content creator and I just wanted to get off what I wanted to say. Okay. But when you get off what you want to say, then now at this point, whether you have a channel or not or go live or not, now you giving content. And a person have a right to say something back. I wish everybody would not let Tulsa up. That's a Uh, yeah, yeah. She, she told me she put in the back chat that she was coming up for um Thais because she liked Thais, and Thais had he act like he was familiar with her, but it was like, so it's like, girl, go grow your own channel. Grow your own channel and stop all this fake stuff. I think that people would appreciate channels more if they wouldn't do all of this fakety fake coming up. And then she's talking about she wanted to interview me. Interview me for what? For what? All of these people who wasn't checking for me um, when I was in the beef sector, don't be coming around checking for me now. The beef sector, can I tell y'all what I feel about how the beef sector? The beef sector wasn't feeling me. That was obvious. They wanted to. They wanted to see me come out in as don't do it, Cruiser, please. They wanted to see me come out and act the fool and be a clown. Um, as YouTube cameras say, run amok. They wanted to see me run amok, but they wanted me to run amok on their panels, getting them numbers, getting them likes and views, getting them super chats and Google checks, getting them cash apps. But they didn't want to support me over on my channel. Like, you know, Queen Tulsa didn't realize how offensive she was when she was saying, "Oh, you ought to do that." Girl, I was doing that. And the fact that you didn't know I was doing that lets me know I shouldn't come interview with you because you weren't supporting me when I was putting up my travel videos and still put up travel videos when I'm on my travels. So why would I let you interview me when you've never paid attention to my channel until you saw 300 folks over there, until you saw 350 folks over there. Now here you come trying to clout chase. Child. Anyway, the beef sector was angry you wouldn't stoop to their level of deplorable behavior. You're messy, not malicious. Thank you, T. Danielle. I'm not. And I have lines. And I'm not saying that I'm have better morals than anybody else. It's just that, I will do this, but I won't do that, and that's my choice. So yeah, they wouldn't support me. And the one time I came out and actually asked for money was during the time when they told me to go to Vegas. When when Ness and all them were going to Vegas, and the people asked me. I was tired. I didn't feel like going to Vegas. I had just come off a series of travels and a series of cruises, and had a few more to go. So I was like, okay, if y'all want me to go to Vegas, then send me, I'll go. And the only thing I asked for was $500. And folks were going crazy. Cruz out here begging. Oh no, why she out here begging? Is Cruz gonna be the person begging now? And then Jay Wilson comes on and says, "Why y'all giving Cruiser money? That's why would you give Cruiser money? She got all the money." And it's like people was having a fit about donating and everything. I was like, bump it. I sent folks money back, and I said, "Look, I don't feel like going to no Vegas, no way. Hey, Ox City, thank you for coming in." So I just felt like, I said, I'm in a area where I felt like in my spirit that should have been left last year or the year before last. And for whatever reason, I didn't. And for some reason, I didn't leave. And so, cause it's like, like I said, they wanted me to run amok. They wanted me to get on panels and cuss folk out and stuff like that. But when it came to my channel, they did not support it, and I know they didn't support it because, uh, you know, I didn't go but so far. So and that's fine, and that's people's choice. But you know, now I'm somewhere else. I'm happy where I'm at, and people like Queen Tulsa don't need to be coming around. Don't be coming around talking about you want to interview me now. Because again, if you wasn't around there when I was doing travel stuff, when I was doing more inspirational stuff, you wasn't around then. You don't even know I did it. So what you gonna interview? How you gonna interview when you don't know me? anyway. Anyway, Cruz, I meant to tell you, my baby may be heading that way for college. I may need to keep an eye. Yeah, you were telling me you told me I was doing a live and you were saying that your baby may be coming to North Carolina for school. Yes, definitely let me know. Hit me up in my email. My email is Miss Cruiser 2 TOO Miss Cruiser 2 at gmail.com, and I certainly will. In fact, my girls will too. I have Zion. Zion will be keeping an eye out. Um, but North Carolina have some excellent schools. I think we're probably one of the states with the most college and universities around here. It's crazy how many we have here. And at one point they was sought after. My daughters, especially my young daughter, when she was seeking to go out of state, the guidance counselor was like, "Why are you going out of state? Everybody out of state trying to get to North Carolina. They trying to get to North Carolina schools." So so yeah, so you sending her in good hands, honey. It's a lot of aunties and uncles, but a lot of aunties around here that will keep a good eye on your child, especially if they come to the Greensboro area. Um, there's some good schools in Charlotte. There's good schools all over the state. He said Zion can be her personal security. Honey, that Zion, my grandson is a hoot, baby. He's a hoot. I had on my Panthers shirt and I went over there to see him. I think it was Monday. And I had on my Panthers shirt. And it was under my jacket. So he zipped down my jacket. So when he zipped down my jacket, I pointed at the Panther, symbol, for my Carolina Panthers, pointed at it and I said, Panther. And this boy gonna point at it and say, cat. I said, see, I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna put you down. Cause see, you trying not to be a fan of grandma's team. You need to be a fan of Nana's team. You trying to be petty already. The little boy's petty. Not the thumbs down. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're going to the Super Bowl. Don't do that. We're going to the Super Bowl. But yeah, that boy is a trip, honey. He is a trip. He had to spend all day yesterday with his granddaddy. I called him last night. I said, I bet you wore out with that boy all day. He was like, nah. He said, we watched Trek and we watched Barney and I said, oh Lord, he done had the baby watching TV all day. All day, they say don't give children too much screen time. Zion got screen time all day yesterday because his mama was not feeling well and his daddy couldn't come get him because he had to work yesterday all day, 9 hours, so he couldn't come get him. So he was with Papa, and he loves his Papa, honey. He loves his Papa is his most favorite person. So I guess they had a good day yesterday, and I had to work yesterday, so I couldn't get him. Philadelphia Eagles. When you message me, I'm gonna tell you something very special about the Philadelphia Eagles. I appreciate the Philadelphia Eagles, even though I'm tired of seeing them. But I do appreciate the Philadelphia Eagles because they have one of the best autism support of the NFL teams, of any sport team. Philadelphia Eagles support and not only give support to, but they bring awareness to autism. And I have participated in that numerous times. Um, so yeah, I appreciate the Philadelphia Eagles. They not my Panthers. My Panthers is my team, and that's it, and that's all. But the Philadelphia Eagles hold a special place in my heart, but I do not cheer for them. I don't cheer for them. Although they hold a special place, I do not cheer for them. And again, it's because of their autism initiative. I appreciate them for that. But I do not cheer for them. I do not have any backup teams. I don't have a backup team. See, that's one of the reasons I love them. And Jalen Hurts is my favorite. I have a cousin who looks like him. Yeah, Jalen Hurts he's good. He's good. He's a really good player. I don't think they gave him enough weapons this year to make Eagles a good team like they were last year. They just didn't have that weapons. And the Commanders. Same thing with the Commanders. Um, their offense was lacking, and their defense were the defense were injured a lot. But who would have saw those Panthers rising up like that? Nobody saw it. Nobody, even me, I didn't see it. But the Panthers they you could preach a sermon on them how they turn that thing around and use what they had to make that thing work. That'll preach. That'll preach. But anyway, I just came on this channel to ramble some. I wanted to see how um the whole thing works with the uh with being able to put some type of thumbnail up there and dropping the link and how it works, and just in case StreamYard starts saying, girl, you don't ran out of minutes for the month, you're gonna need to go on another way. I want to see how this works, to see if I can come on this way. And it's working. um Good morning. What is it? Bonnie Bell. Hey, sugar. Hey, sugar. Bonnie Bell. You over on my wall. I put what just happened. I was referring to Thais the way he went off on Tracy for Tracy asking that question. I was talking about that. Like what just happened here? What you know? Yeah, yeah. I having too much. I'm leaving too much Panther talk. Don't be like that, T. Danielle. What is your beef with my Panthers? What's your beef with my Panthers? We ain't do nothing to them Eagles. Nothing. Nothing. We ain't bothered them in no kind of way. Uh, in fact, we beat the Cowboys for y'all. See? But but yeah, football for me is like it's like I was living in Texas in it was 1998, 1999. You couldn't pay me to watch football at that time. And I was really homesick. I mean, I was very homesick. And my mom kept sending my son this stuff. She was sending Hornet stuff, which was familiar with the Hornets basketball team. But then she kept sending this Panther stuff. And I was like, what is with this Panther stuff? I said, what is that? The college or something? Because I knew that High Point University was the Panthers. Well, I can't remember where they was at that time, but I just knew. I was thinking it was some college team or something. She was like, uh, North Carolina have a football team now. I said, a football team like NFL, and I started watching it. And it was something about watching my team while we were stationed in Texas. Just I don't know. It helped. It helped my homesick. He's a Bears fan. My husband liked them Dolphins. Have y'all watched the I need to put the video on my wall concerning my husband. Legally, he is my husband. I don't know what else to call him. I guess I should could call him, well, only Mr. Cruz is about the same thing. But we're not together. Um, we're not together. But we're family. But we're not together at all. In no capacity besides being family and the and parents of our children and grandparents of our grandchild. But when we split up, we split up. Um, when we split up, we split up. I mean, when I left him, I left him. It was no going back. It was no hanky panky. It was no dating. It was no maybe we can. We was when we split, we split. And I think because we didn't do all of that stuff that sometimes people do when they split up, going back and doing the hanky panky and the kissy kissy. I think because we didn't do that, we're able to maintain a really, really good family relationship. But I don't know what else to call him because he's not really estranged. We're not estranged. Um, and so I don't know what to call him when I refer to him. So I gotta find out a name. But I talked about our split up and our how we co-raised our children together. He bought me the house, or he bought the house. He didn't buy it for me. He bought the house up the street from him, and I rented it from him. I rented that house from him. Most times I paid the rent. Anyway, and the reason why he did that was because he said he spent so many years in the military, missing so much of his children being, raising, growing up, that he didn't want to miss anymore. So getting me that house up the street from me, I could stand in my parking, I could stand in my driveway and see his house from that house. And when he would be riding his bike, he would have to. I mean, there was no way he could leave his house and get out of the neighborhood without passing mine. That's how close we lived together, lived from each other, and our children. The children was able to see both of us every day. They sometimes stayed at his house because it was up the street. They had a bedroom there, and they sometimes stayed at my house. Um, and we did that until my baby was 16. When my baby was 16, I bought the house that I'm in now. Because she was old enough to get back and forth over there without us having to live that close. Um, so that was an interesting situation, and but we decided, because my mother asked, we decided that we love our children more than we disliked each other, and that's why we were able to do that. Legally, he's still my husband, legally, but for all intents and purposes, we are not together. He can date who he want. I can date who I want. We are not together. And unless the Lord says different, and I don't see him saying different because he knows my heart. He knows my hearts and my desires. I don't see us getting back together. Um, we wouldn't be no reason to at all. Um, but and then it's the business. I don't know whether T Danielle, you're married, so um yeah, the details is nobody business. I just like, I'm an open book. I'm an open book. And the reason why I like to tell stuff is like I like to help others through it. It may be somebody else who, a couple who have children and they want to know how they can raise their kids together without getting the courts involved. The court shouldn't have to tell you when the other parent can visit with their child. The court shouldn't have to tell you um, how to financially take care of your kids. So I don't mind us modeling that for others. So that's why I tell a lot of my stuff, because I like to help people. Um, I don't mind using my life to help other people. And I know that can get you into mess because people gonna take stuff and run with it and assume this and assume that. It's been a lot of lies told about me and him on YouTube. That's absolutely not true. But it is what it is. That's part of the game. But if I talk about traveling, I don't talk about traveling to brag. I talk about traveling to tell people how to do it, how you could do it. Anybody, if I could do all of those trips, I think it was 2024 when I did the most back to back to back to back trips. If I could do all of that, then anybody can do it. And I could tell people how to do it and not break the bank and not live it. You ain't got to be people would assume, well, if you're being cheap about it, that means you're getting on the Spirit Airlines and staying at the Best Western. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's a way to do it and be able to afford it. You don't like that scenario? Mhm. Yeah, that, you're a former Marine? Hoorah. Is that what they say? Hoorah. Um, yeah, the Marines, the Jarheads. The Marines, is it the Marines? Which one is the toughest out there? I think it's the Marines that's the toughest. I think that's my husband heroes. He said when they was in Iraq and they took possession of the palace, Saddam's palace, it was the Marines that came in and cleared it out. Oh, your husband was in the Marines. Okay. He said the Marines came in there and cleared it out and said, Army, take possession. They first came in, they said, Army, stand down. And Josh said they got on out their way and they cleared that sucker out. And that's what it did. Did y'all know that? That the some of the troops were staying in Saddam's palace? That's where they set up camp. Did y'all know that? But anyway, Marines came in there and cleared it out. And then they said when they was under fire, a Marine came back in, cleared it out again. Uh, 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 um, Collapsed a little place where the people was attacking him from, and said and then left. Josh said they would come in like magic and leave like magic, do damage and leave. The Marines are heroes. They are heroes, and we don't hear enough about the Marines. And I only know about them because my husband, he said he was Army, but he used to like to travel with the Navy. He didn't want to travel with the Air Force. No offense, Air Force. But he didn't want to travel with the Air Force. He said the Navy would see you all the way through. The Air Force would tell you to get off their planes. You better know how to jump. You better know how to jump out of a plane because the Air Force tell you to get out of their plane so they can pull that sucker back up and get on out of harm's way. But he said the Navy would carry you all the way through and come back and get you. So he used to like to travel with the Navy to get somewhere, and he liked the support of the Marines for safety. Hmm. I may have him on one day on one of my other channels talking about life in the military because he was in there from 81 through he graduated in 1981 at 17. He went in till and he was in there till 2005 to 2005. Yeah. Any old way. I'm just on here trying to see what I don't want nothing this morning. I need to go log in and work some, but I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. I need to go get my hair done, but I don't feel like it. I just want to watch Brit TV and Acorn TV all day. But y'all, thank y'all for y'all support. I said my husband is old. He went in right after high school, so he old like Josh. Josh is 62. Yeah, Josh is 62 years old. He close to that Social Security check. He already getting the military retirement check. But oh yeah, I was saying that the other thing, T Danielle, and you probably understand this, and I pray that your marriage lasts forever and ever until the Lord comes. Because even though I'm not with Josh, I'm a big advocate for marriage. I think marriage is a wonderful, wonderful institution. Um, I think it's a wonderful thing. If it's working for you, I think it's awesome. And I come from long, long, long marriages. My parents will be celebrating 60 years July 2026. My grandparents on both sides was married to death did them part. So, I'm that's what I'm used to. So even though mine didn't make it, oh, he's 66. Yeah, he on up there in age. He on up there in age. Uh, and I bet he's still running and in good shape because Josh O still run and walk and lift weights and still maintain his physique and his being in good physical shape. But what I was going to say was, so since you're married to a military person, you know how much you accumulate. Like you move to a state, and sometimes it's better to buy a house when you get deployed there than to rent. And then when you move, you start renting that out. You become a landlord, you start renting that out. And so you accumulate properties and you accumulate businesses and you accumulate holdings. And we got trusts we have created trusts for our kids and things like that. So when you split up and you go to, cause we did the thing of going through um, a legal separation, and then we was going through the process of divorce, but we just found that process was very expensive. It was extremely expensive. And then when you get to the property settlement part, it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You mean to tell me that we're paying money just to split up all this stuff? How about we just keep it together? Don't split it up. And don't pay all these attorneys and court fees and all of these fees and paperwork fees and all of that and deed fees and title fees and stuff. How about we just keep this stuff and stay married on paper? Because this is getting expensive. And then they was like, well, if you go into a partnership, then you're gonna have to create a LLC, and that's gonna cost you money. So we was like, listen. We're not doing we're not doing all that. Oh, he's 17 older than you. Okay. And let me tell you, dating now at 55, would I go older? No. But marrying somebody, he's only, I can say only because in comparison to 17 years, 7 years don't seem that much. But my husband is 7 years older. And um yeah, it helped me to marrying him at 21. He was 28. I matured faster because when I went in, I didn't go in where he was a private. I went in where he had already accumulated rank, had already established, was very established in a career as a professional. So I was hanging around the older wives, and not only had he already established himself, but he established himself well and quick, and um, in reputation and character and professionalism. So I was hanging around women that was making me a little bit more mature, quicker than most 21-year-olds. So I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. The experience that you get in being a military wife is pretty. It has its ups and downs. It has its ups and downs. Last night, speaking of being a wife, last night over on Sean Talk's show, she had Tasha K and I Am Courtney on, and they were talking about being a pastor's wife. Being a pastor's wife or a minister's wife or elder's wife is not the glamour that people think that it is. It wasn't for me. And I wasn't a pastor's wife, but my husband was the elder of the church that he attended. The bishop was the pastor, but the bishop was never there because he was a bishop. Some bishops are self-proclaimed bishops, and they got one church in their church. It's like, how you a bishop and you ain't established no churches? Or not only have you not established any churches, but you're not over any churches. But this particular bishop, he was, over about 14, 15 churches. So he was rarely at our church. I mean, rarely at our church. So my husband was the elder of that church. Some people would see him as the pastor, but he wasn't. The bishop was the pastor, but he was never there. But it wasn't the glamorous life that people thought it was. I don't understand why people why women seek to be ministers' wives, pastors' wives, and all of that. I don't know why they seek to be that because it's not as great as people think. And who wants people attention? What type of attention are you looking for in life? 'Cause, you know, anyway. Now they were talking about, you get phone calls at 2 o'clock in the morning. And you got to, and wasn't none of that for me, and not because my choice. He listen, Josh was not getting up going. If you was in the hospital at 2 o'clock, you better call Jesus, not him. He wasn't getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Unless it was a true emergency, and we've never had that situation happen. Wasn't no calling this and calling that, and he wasn't that type of guy, or isn't that type of guy. But there's still, it's for me. It just wasn't a glamorous life. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't all that people think it is. And I say Tasha K, Tasha Global. I got to say that 1,000 times so I can stop saying it wrong. Corpus Christi, Texas was my home for a long time. I went to Corpus Christi. We visited Corpus Christi back in 2002. They had a autism, something to do with autism, and we traveled there. We traveled there for a 2-day event. It was a lot of autism information and training and awareness. So I've been to Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi is very uncommercialized. Like, unless they've changed it, it wasn't a lot of commercialism there, unless they changed it. But yeah, I've been to Corpus Christi, Texas. It was about a 6-hour drive from Killeen. We were stationed in Fort Hood, or as they call it, the Hood. Um, we were stationed there. We lived in I know it was on Hughes. Oh, they come to me because we was in military housing. I can't think of the name of it right now. We was in the same military housing as RG3 family, but I can't think of the name right now. Oh, I hate that happens to me. This happened to me since I've had COVID, where I just have something I just can't remember it. I hate that. But anyway, all right, I've been on here rambling enough. Let me get on off of here. I just want to test this. Y'all know this is a channel where I put up videos that I ain't got no business. Um, y'all need to be checking the community wall over here, and this is where I just throw up stuff. That's probably gonna get copyright because of music or something else. So this is the honeycomb. When I say in my channel, if I say over on the regular channels, if I say you'll find it over the Honeycomb Hideout, this is the Honeycomb Hideout. This is the hideout. This is where we're gonna come hide out. In fact, this may be where we sneak off to say things that we ain't gonna say on the regular channel, just us. Oh, or maybe memberships. Maybe I'll start doing that in the memberships. Although folks be sneaking looking at your membership. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's the thing I like about the beef sector. The beef sector have rules. Like, you don't cross this line right here. You don't cross this. You don't do that. And when I was engaging in the beef sector, I didn't like it, and now I understand it. You're like, I ain't following. When I was in beef sector, I'd be like, I ain't following y'all rules. What y'all gonna do? Y'all can't make me follow y'all rules. And now I understand why they do those things. Like, why you people? You don't come out of people membership and say what happened in their membership. Like, anyway. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. I may see y'all around these YouTube streets. Y'all know I don't like to come on that much on the weekends. On the weekends, I like to do other stuff and just come on a weekday. But we'll see. I might be peeping around this weekend. I wish you could choose the membership. Kick out who you want. Yes, who you don't want. Yes. You have folks up in there be like, "Why are you in my membership? You don't even like me. Why you here? Why you paying to see somebody you don't like? You could be spending that $3 somewhere else. It's ridiculous." And you can't kick them out. YouTube want that money. They say we're gonna give you 70% of it, but we want our 30%. We want all these haters up in here. But anyway, y'all be good. Now I gotta figure out how to end this live. Y'all remember to live in peace on purpose, and remember, no matter what you're going through, all is well. All is well. Trust and believe. Cast all your cares upon God because He cares upon you. Let's keep each other in prayer. Y'all be good.